Alvin, you're so bright. But if you don't speak up, nobody's ever going to know it.
That's a good.
That resonated with me.
That's good.
And it brought me out of that quiet, shy person. And I regret that I didn't come out of it years earlier so that I could speak that voice and let people hear my voice. My siblings say it's their biggest regret because they hate the teacher ever told me that.
Now you all see why I say he's larger than life. George.
Yeah, you know, the regrets I have are the not taking bigger risks. You know, not taking bigger risks. I think I love what you say when you say, you said it so eloquently, you know, the words like, you know, who are you to have the audacity to not, like, use your gifts? How? And I think we've all, you know, we all doubt ourselves, and we doubt what we're capable of. We doubt, like, that we can fully possess and express His glory. And yeah, there's been career moments where there was a bigger risk to take. There was another opportunity to try to set something right, and I didn't have the courage to kind of stand up and do it. So professionally, I'll tell you personally, my regret is, you know, I've been married 31 years this year. We got married 5 years after we met. The second I saw that woman, I knew she was going to be my wife, and I regret that it took me 5 years to kind of get it together. So, but that's on the personal side. But yeah.
Dr. Thurman.
Yes, thank you so much for this phenomenal discussion. My question is, beyond your faith and perhaps familial relationships, could you just describe who's had the biggest influence on your career and what we now see as tremendous success?
Okay. So, okay, I'm senior on the stage, so why don't I just jump in there?
Go ahead.
I've just told you about the 6th grade teacher. So at 12th, when I went to high school, 10th grade, I had an English teacher. And she put me in everything, believing that I could do anything. She had me writing poems, writing speech competitions, debating. And I told her, you know, I can do all this practicing here at school, but I can't really go places and actually compete. I said, so on nights when it's time to compete, I'm not going to be there. Why? We don't have transportation. I don't have anything to wear. She visited my home, sat on the front porch with my mom, and she said to my mom, Alvin has tremendous talent.
Wow.
He is gifted.
Wow.
If you would allow him to participate in these activities that I'm involving him in, Mrs. Pittman, I promise I'll get him to and from safely.
Wow.
I will take him shopping and make certain that he has the clothes with which to wear. My mom, almost in tears, said, you think that much of Alvin? Then sure, I'll let him do it.
Wow.
And that teacher, to this day, and I still communicate. She's here in California when I need her to be. I'm there in North Carolina when she needs me to be. She had a tremendous impact on my life. So, easy.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, I mentioned that, you know, I mentioned my dad bounced when I was 5. He left my mom. She had three kids, and so she raised us. And, you know, there are 2 things that she just instilled, you know, really in all of us. And the first is just like a unquenchable thirst for service. Remember when I was in the sixth grade at school, we had a canned food drive, and I had never heard those words. Like I didn't know what that was, and actually like the syntax was confusing me. I was like where are the canned foods driving to? Like I was like maybe the cans are round, and so they're like I had no idea what it was. It's a weird thing to call it. So I went home and she explained to me, she's like, well, there's people who don't have food to eat. And so I was like, I got it. So I remember that day we had a pantry, I cleaned it out, like took every can. And then it wasn't even a wagon, I had a wheelbarrow in the garage. And I took the wheelbarrow and I went the entire block up and down. I cleaned out every pantry at every house on our block. And she just, it was just something that was in all of us, and it wasn't like for recognition. It had nothing to do with morality. It was just something.